Donnie the mayor. How are you, gentlemen? How are we doing today?
Doing well.
Doing good. At
Look
another
at you.
ballpark, of course.
Of course you are. We'll talk about why I didn't go live on my ballpark, but what we're going to do is going to be a little bit different today. There's like about 2 outs left, or maybe 1 out left here at the Akron RubberDucks ballpark in Canal Park. But Eric is there live, and he is going to be giving us a tour of the ballpark. So I want to make sure that that we go out there and take a look at what they have, because I believe they have a beautiful hat wall. So let's go take a look and see what we got here. What's going on, Eric? Talk to us, my friend.
So there's 1 out left in the game. 6-0 Akron. Top 9. They're playing the Erie Seawolves.
Go Akron.
We're here with Zach Beeson, my brother Joe Profit, and JJ. And that's the ball game. 6-0 win for Akron. But
that's what I want to hear,
in the
baby.
team store. So let's see what all they got here. There you go, Ed. There's all your
that's what I like to
affiliates.
see.
All the affiliates. They also have the lapel pins that have all the affiliates logos.
Ooh.
Nice. Let me get back to the hat.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that shirt right there.
There we go.
Wild thing. That's a
I like
baseballism one. Some nice 47 clothing here you got there. Look at
There you
all
go.
those beautiful hats.
So there's the MVP of the Rubber Duck. We got
Mhm.
the
There it is, Rubber Ducky.
47 cleanup. And there's the Negro
Ooh, that
League
black
hat.
stripe. I like that one.
Yep.
I have that one, actually.
And then for Patrick and all of our fitted friends.
All of our fitted
So
friends.
this one's
that's
pretty
not
cool.
Ed.
It's like a
I was
Miami
gonna say that
Vice
one's new.
one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
it's
that with
Miami
blue
Vice
duck.
style.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's
I like the
nice.
blue duck as well.
And then
Ooh, I
look
like
at
that one
this
right next
here,
to it.
green and white.
The all blue duck. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this one right there.
That's
yeah.
nice.
Yeah. The one with the white
Sauerkraut
panel on the
balls.
front.
Yeah,
Oh, the sauerkraut.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Akron got some nice stuff, man. I gotta hand it to them. They always got some good stuff.
Let me see what
They
else.
do.
Let me get up to the jerseys. Here's some foam fingers for you.
All right. And the cool thing is that ballpark, right? That store is like literally right there on Main Street. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can walk in off the sidewalk to that store and not even have to go in
And
the
the
stadium.
sidewalk is pretty big too, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool. They got
Some
man,
stuff.
they got some cool stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back
here we
there
go.
for a
Here
game
we go.
time.
Ooh, there it is.
Oh man,
Nice.
I like the see, and I want to talk about jerseys here in a little bit, guys, because I got some questions for you guys regarding those. That's the home jerseys right there. I like that one, Akron right there, baby.
I like the orange one.
Perros
Yeah.
Calientes.
Los Perros Calientes. There it is.
Here's their Negro Leagues.
oh cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice.
the black tie rights.
Phew. Man, they got some cool stuff. They got a lot of 47 there.
Yeah,
do.
it's got some really cool. Yeah,
Okay.
really cool. And then one with the skyline on it.
Oh, I
And
like
then here
that
you go.
stuff.
Here's one with
Cleveland and
Guardians.
Robert. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's some.
just a quick view of all that. The game just ended, so we're gonna get back on the road. We're staying in Cleveland tonight, so I got a little bit of a drive. So if I'm back home, I don't have anywhere to prop up my phone. So if we're back home in time, I may hop on at the end. But
Sounds
just
good,
wanna
my
show
friend.
everybody the team store.
There you go. What's going, Phil? Lynn. Phil says foam fingers always have the same finger pointed upward. So boring. Mix it up a little.
Right. Also, I'm not drinking anything, but I am wearing the Screamer, my Caputo. Zach Beeson got the Caputo. They got the Screamer today and struggled through it. Didn't quite make it all the way through, but I'm wearing the Caputo.
How far
today.
did he make it?
Probably a little more than halfway.
Oh, I gotta get
That
him
was-
to
He
do
got-
that.
That was a
got
lot of
halfway-
stuff, man.
He got halfway through the ice
Yeah,
cream and realized he hadn't even
that's a good
touched the
effort.
brownie at the bottom yet.
Yowza.
But I just had one of the mini ones. I'm like, I'm not going to attempt that. That thing is big and expensive.
Any
So,
new ice cream helmets, or is it the same one?
just the same one with the main logo on it.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's I don't have it with me, but it's that logo on it.
Ooh, yeah, I love that logo. I might have to get me that in a actual
That one's pretty
5950.
cool.
Yeah. The
Yeah, I
tire, the
grabbed the
tire A.
5950 of that one when I was there.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hop off here so we can head back to the hotel. So we'll see.
Sounds
if I get
good, my
back inside in a
friend.
bit.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Safe,
Tell everybody
safe
we
trip,
said
my
hello
man.
there.
All right. Appreciate it. See you guys.
Yeah.
Well, guys. So I mean, that was pretty cool to see the Akron RubberDucks Canal Park.
Yeah.
That's I
Very
used to
good.
frequent that one a lot. So that was when I was up in Ohio. So that's a nice one. It really is a nice one.
Yeah.
So
I definitely want
Lots
to
of
get
good
there
stuff
for a
in there.
game. I just got to walk around back in the winter when it was empty.
they did a lot of when they did that ballpark. From what I understand, is that ballpark is very similar to the dimensions to Progressive Field.
Hmm.
So they used to send a lot of their players before Columbus, a lot of their major leaguers on rehab there because it was the same dimensions.
Right.
Zach, you
Oh,
feel like
man.
crap, huh? I bet. Trying to eat all of that. Oh, but it's nice
yeah.
and cool, so you weren't feeling that bad. So there you go. Hopping Frog beers. There it is. Akron is a nice little area, but doesn't compare to Cleveland when it comes to the ballpark. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Canal Park is really nice. It really is nice. All right. Now let's get back to our normal rotation here. Let's introduce ourselves here, gentlemen. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Prospector. Talk to me today. Talk to me. What we got?
Well, today we have the Binghamton Rumble Ponies Marvel logo. So
Okay.
so
Is that the
and this year
2024?
that's the 24. Yeah. This is this one has the patch on the side and it's in Mets colors, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a nice look. And tonight, I wish the influencer could see it, but boom.
Have we
Get some
converted?
prime.
Boom.
Have we converted?
What?
Have we converted?
On certain flavors.
Okay.
I'm not wild about all the flavors, but certain ones like this one, I'm a fan. So
What flavor is that
how
one?
many of them? Ice pop.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I've had that one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mr. Mayor. How about you, my friend?
Well, I've obviously got my Yankee. I'm trying to will some mojo here on Patrick's Blue Jays, and
As you look up to
Yeah.
the TV.
I've got my my 920.
Don't worry, I'm looking down at my phone.
And in honor of your trivia this morning, the
Yeah.
Yankees were the first team to put the numbers on the back. So broke out my Mattingly jersey that I picked up back in 2009. It's got the inaugural season patch,
Ooh.
new stadium
I like
in
that.
2009. I actually have a Jeter road jersey that has the 2008 patch for the last season at the old stadium.
Gotcha.
And
Interesting.
then I'm drinking a beer that the influencer had sent me from Free State Beer called Storm Chaser IPA. Seeing as how I
Nice.
can't get him and Joe to drink an IPA, I'm going to drink one in their honor.
Yeah,
and
you cannot get me to get one either.
of course, drinking it out of my dugout mug. So shout out dugout mug again.
I have
Nice.
mine standing right here. I don't use it as for display. I should be drinking out of it because obviously, as you guys see, I am wearing my Cleveland Guardians 47 cleanup. This is a beautiful one because it has the red brim with the seat, and it does have a tag in the back. So there's that. But I'm also drinking a North Carolina staple, my Red Oak Amber Ale.
Red Oak.
It's a.
I
It's
could
a
tell
good,
when you held the glass up that was going to be some Red Oak.
you know that. Look at that. I mean, that thing is beautiful. And look at that color. The
That's
color is
a good
beautiful.
beer, man. That's so good.
And
That
it's
is a good
easy
color.
to drink, right? I mean, it's
Yep.
not like it's an easy beer to drink, so it's really good. So,
Yep.
Gentlemen, go ahead, Donnie.
Just real quick, I was going to show you guys my 47-day purchase. Arrived today. Might as well have a quick little unboxing here on the live.
I love it because I got mine right there.
So I just went with two, so Rhonda doesn't get too crazy on me. But I have a T-shirt coming too, but I only got two hats.
Okay.
And so get them out the plastic here. I in honor of the so we've as y'all know, we've gone to a lot of Checkers hockey games this year, and
Correct.
they are an affiliate of the Florida Panthers, and I did not have a Florida Panthers hat. So I got one in solid red.
Ooh,
There's logo on the front,
And that's the
so
old.
I
Yeah,
can
that's
wear
the old
that.
logo.
Yeah, and this got the little logo tag on it there.
I love the tag.
So I got that I can wear hopefully to some playoff games coming up shortly. Because
Hey man,
they are
listen, playoffs starting right here pretty soon.
That's a nice one.
The Hurricanes are in.
and surprisingly, y'all will all be shocked to know I did not have a standard Yankees home hat cleanup, so I just ordered me one of those as well. Just the
Nice.
navy blue with the white NY. I have a multitude of cleanup hats for the Yankees, but they're all like tritone or different kind. Nothing that's just the standard blue and white
Interesting.
NY. I had to get me one of those with the.
I'm
of
gonna
course,
say this.
I would
and I'll
have never guessed that.
Yeah, I'll never admit this. Okay. But as a Cleveland fan, I like that one, that Yankees one.
Yeah, that's about as clean a cleanup as you can get right there. Just
Yeah.
solid navy. A white logo on a dark hat looks good anyway, but if it's just
It does.
white on the solid background,
Yeah,
it
It
works.
does.
I like that
Just
one.
a
That one
clean-
is nice. It's clean.
And that's
I'm not
just a classic anyway.
when it comes to major league hats, I've decided that I'm gonna get them when I'm at the ballpark. Right. That's gonna be my thing. It's like once when I'm there, then I'll get it. Like I had been to the Pirates one. I never was able to get it, but I did order one for the 4-7, but I was there. Right. So Cleveland got it, right? Miami got it. Minnesota got it. So like those ballparks, I got it there. So so there you go. And then Mike Seller wants to know how many marble hats do you own, Patrick?
Oh man, I don't know. A lot.
He's
A
got to
lot.
show us his oat milker's hat. I don't think I'm
I can
getting that
honestly
one.
say, I can honestly tell you, Zach, I do not have one, and I have no plans to get one.
I was gonna say, I was like, how many of us are planning on getting one of those? Because I'm not.
I can categorically tell you that
I have asked about acquiring one.
Okay.
Not paying for it if I can acquire one.
Okay. Because those are
I don't
they.
intend to pay for one, but if I can if one can fall in my lap, then I'll take it.
Yeah, if it's free, I'll
Well,
put
yeah.
it in a
I mean, if it
collection.
was- yeah, if it was free, I'm not going to pay for one.
I don't know that they're selling them. I hadn't heard that they were going to be selling them. But
No, I'd heard, and I don't know. Ed's got better sources than I do, and I'm sure you do too, Donnie. But I'd heard that they were only going to have them on field for the players, and I heard they were going to be like 39-30 style, and then they weren't going to sell them in the stores.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think people realize, like, I don't think they realize that people are not really a fan of this whole gimmick thing.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, it's like nobody wanted it.
Right.
It's
one of those things. It's like, who wants an advertisement thrown in your face? I mean, and that's basically what it is a 9-inning advertisement.
100%.
well, yeah, and
It's forced on the team.
And the big thing that we always love is that when these teams get new identities, it's something that's unique to that team, or
Right.
or at the most there may be one or two teams that have similar idea, right? But
Exactly.
but they can all justify like the ties to their local area.
Yeah.
Like the Oat Milkers is going to be all 120 affiliated minor league baseball teams, and it's like, well, if you want to do business with Major League Baseball, you're going to have to do this, because that's kind of what I've heard too, is that this is one of those examples of Major League Baseball is not telling them what to do, but if they give them breaks on other things, it's like, well, you're going to agree to have these partnerships with places like Oatly and whatever other commercial deals come down the pipeline in the next couple years.
Well, let me ask you this: if
And
it
it's
was
going to happen again.
yeah, I mean, and this is a Swedish company, so
Yeah.
do you think we would feel differently if this was a Iowa farm, like Farm Life, or somebody that's like a homegrown Midwest family-run business that they partnered with? Would it make any difference, you think, or not really?
I don't know, but I like what the minor league nerd just said. Thanks, Diamond Baseball Holdings, for the oat milkers. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. He is not wrong.
He's
Nope.
not wrong. So I
think it's just the whole. It's more. I don't even know that it's the oat milkers, the name or the idea of that, as much as it is the whole presentation and the whole unveiling of it and the way they went about it.
right. It just came out too corporate.
No.
Yes,
Too in our face.
too
And
corporate,
it's
too
just,
forced.
Yeah. You
And aren't they
forced
called
it.
aren't they called the Malmo oat milkers? Isn't that what it
Yeah.
is?
Yeah,
And
because Malmo's.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you're having to use your promotional materials to say, well, what is Malmo? I mean, I follow
Right.
soccer, so I follow soccer, so I know what Malmo is just based on that. But it but a lot they're having to tell you it's a city in Sweden. So
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. Last year when we went to Chicago, the year before last when we went to Chicago and met up with Lynn up there, and I got an ice cream helmet from the Cubs, and it had Oatly logo on the back. I never even had heard of Oatly. I didn't know what that was, and I was kind of a little ticked. I'm like, what is this Oatly thing on my ice cream helmet? Well, there you go. This is where it's at.
There it is. Look,
Yeah.
I literally saying like I saw Oatly ads
Yeah.
between innings at
Same
Colonel's
thing.
games last season. They sell oat milk ice cream in mini helmets at Wrigley Field with different Cubs logo than the non-Oatly ice cream vendor. So
Right, and that was the other thing. The helmet was a little bit different logo too. I thought that was kind of cool. And then you turn it around, and it's got Oatly on the back of it.
Okay, so it's like a co-branded thing. It's it was like the team logo and then also Oatly's logo.
Right.
Interesting.
again, it just feels forced.
Yeah, and then that whole MLB Network
right,
stage,
and then the
thing
minor
was just
league
so-
podcast
yeah.
as well. So everything about it just feels, forced. Did Donnie get a Chicago style hot dog?
I did not then, Phil. In fact, my first Chicago style hot dog was my last layover in O'Hare, and outside of the pickle, I did take a couple of bites with the pickle on it, but then I had to stop with the pickle. I'm not a pickle guy.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's so
it was
good with
a really, really good hot dog.
yeah. So
I wasn't brave enough 2 years ago to get one at the Cubs game.
come on now. Well, it's delicious. It's a hot dog. Come on now, with all the good stuff on it.
That's right.
All right. So I want to go over.
They forgot the ketchup though.
You got to add the ketchup. I'm sorry. You got to add the ketchup. You got to add the mustard. You got to add all that.
Yeah.
I didn't add ketchup. I went.
How dare you like stain a Chicago dog with ketchup?
Easily, very easily. Do you know there's 3 things that I put on if I don't find anything?
Yep.
Ketchup, mustard, mayo.
Relish, mayo. Okay. Oh, you put mayo on it. Okay.
I put mayo on it. Yeah. So it was probably cheaper out of
I
O'Hare
didn't
than
realize that one
Wrigley.
with you.
Probably was.
It probably was, most likely. So, gentlemen, so this weekend I found myself to be traveling from Denver to New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and made it to the Albuquerque Isotopes ballpark. Beautiful ballpark. However, I gotta really give it a full judging, of everything, from customer service to the view to everything about it, like the team store and all that. I tried to literally go live on Instagram a couple of times. I was unable to.
Wow.
I could not, even on their Wi-Fi.
Wow.
Because the signal was so bad. So that's one of the things that I was very disappointed in, right? Like, I mean, it's 2024, you know what I mean? Like it was hard to get signal. So,
wow.
The ballpark itself, it's okay. You know what I mean? It's a AAA ballpark, right? And I think we've been
Right.
having this discussion lately about not just the ballpark itself, but like the the amenities around it, right? What is around that ballpark that can keep you in that area a little bit longer? Whether or not it is at a bar or restaurants or anything like that, right? So, um, there was really nothing. Like, I mean, there was the New Mexico Lobos stadium for football, and then their baseball is all there, and like it's one big area. But there was no restaurants, there's no bars, there's nothing that you could say, hey, let's hang out here, right? Like that, 'cause that's where a lot of those things are going nowadays. But it wasn't
Hmm.
that. It wasn't like that. I was a little disappointed with that.
Well, I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that Albuquerque's been around a little bit, and then like when they built their stadium, it really wasn't in vogue to um have
Correct.
to build everything around it. I mean, um like Gwinnett doesn't have a whole bunch of stuff around it either. When it was built, it wasn't even in vogue to do that. But then by the time they did have land, it's now like surrounded by apartments. So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, it's just, I mean, Donnie can tell you, it's surrounded by like nothing but apartments. So I'm wondering with Albuquerque if that has anything to do with the fact that if it was the area in which it was built.
And let's, I'll say this is like Albuquerque is like the biggest city in New Mexico, like with a population
Mhm.
of like a little bit over 500,000, right? So like
Yep,
it's
that's
not
true.
much you're
That's
gonna
for
be
sure.
able to get done, but I'll say this: there's something else that I was a little disappointed in. There was customer service. You know,
Hmm.
I mean, I place a premium on that, because you want to make sure that like you have a good experience with the people there and all that. It was just nothing that like, and I kept thinking about it. I kept thinking on the way home, like, what? Why didn't I? I like it, I just something about it. There's no view about either like no mountain views or like the views of downtown or anything. Zach's right. All the restaurants are downtown or Old Town down the hill from that giant mesa that ballpark sits on. Yeah, right. 100%. Yeah, it's like right by the airport. Right. There's that. There's some hotels nearby. But then other than that, there's really not a whole lot else that you can do in that area. So it's like you're there for the ballpark, and we were there. We got there at 4:20 because it was a giveaway, the poncho giveaway. That I show you guys on the thread. It's
Yeah.
beautiful, right?
Yeah.
3,000. It was 3,000 ponchos that were going to give away, and then there was at least 4,000 people in line.
Wow.
We didn't think we were ever going to get one. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think I was going to get one. I was like, all right, whatever. It's not going to get one. We were the last ones to get it.
Wow.
I love that. I love
I
the.
got- I went in.
I'm just glad you got one.
Yeah, I went in, I got it. I got mine. And then Paul was right behind me with Amy, and he was like, "Oh, I got 2 tickets, me and for my girlfriend." And the lady goes, "You got the last 2."
Wow.
And then gave it to him.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times people, if you have 2 tickets on your phone, they don't let you get but one promotional item.
But she
because
was
they're-
right there. So
Got it.
you know what, Zach? Funny you say that about Santa Fe, because on our way down, we stopped to have lunch in Santa Fe, and we had lunch at this. And I'll put the pictures on later on Instagram if you guys want to take a look. It was like on a rooftop bar that we were overlooking a Mexican restaurant with green chili tacos. Oh my god, it was so good.
Ooh, that sounds
Ma-
good.
let me-
Sounds good.
Yeah, and we stopped there, and then we made it down to Albuquerque after that, right? We thought that Santa Fe was the second biggest, but it's not. It's like they're number 3 in population.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was like a little surprised about that.
What's second then?
I'm trying to think. It'll come to me here in a minute, but
I'll probably kick myself when someone tells me.
yeah, exactly. But it was again. It
I would have
wasn't.
said Santa Fe. I would have said Santa Fe was second too.
Yeah, no. but it wasn't. It was, which was very interesting. It's not. No, it's not Flagstaff.
Flagstaff's Arizona,
Uh,
right?
That's Arizona, Lynn.
Yeah,
Flagstaff jumped in my head too, and then I was like, nope, that's Arizona.
I'm looking at
You
it
know,
now.
talking about customer service real quick too. When Sellers and I were in Charleston, I was disappointed in the customer service with the RubberDucks. And usually with a single A team, you find it to be much more inviting,
Right.
because they are a lower level, less
Right.
so quote unquote corporatized as the higher levels tend to get sometimes. But
Right.
it was just very. I mean, like when we got there, there was nobody at the box office. And of course, he had put in for
You're right.
media passes.
Kelly got it
And-
right. It's Las Cruces.
Las Cruces.
Okay.
There you go.
Las Cruces. So it's like it's Albuquerque, Las Cruces, Rio Rancho, and Santa Fe.
Oh wow,
Okay.
so that's fourth.
Oh,
Santa
so
Fe
it's
is fourth.
fourth. So
Yeah,
what was the
wow.
third one? What was the third one?
Rio Rancho,
Oh, okay.
Mexico.
Well, I can't say it any better than you just did, so I'm going to let you say it.
That sounds good. I'll say it for you. Don't worry, buddy. Yeah. So
I try to roll
but
my
again,
R's, but it's terrible. I do it a disservice.
and if my girl Valerie from Seafood Girl is here, and I do apologize, I was trying to get the green chili cheeseburger. When I first went in there in the first sitting, it looked like they were made right there. They were made pre us getting there, right?
Mhm.
And the lines were ridiculously long. I think that's one of the issues I had is like you opened up the ballpark too late, right? You should have had it, in my opinion, I think it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours. You should open it up to the fans, right? Get some people eating, get some people drinking and all of that. But we got there, right? And we weren't able to, so like the cheeseburger was like the bread was super soggy and very greasy. It's like it just didn't, you know what I mean? And I wasn't able to get one right away. It's like, all right, I'll come back around and when they make another one, I'll come get it. I just never got around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because it was
How-
always busy, always.
Yeah. How early before the game did they open the gates?
An hour.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in Gwinnett, they like season ticket holders get in about 30 minutes before everybody else does. But generally it's about 2 hours before the game, and then it's about an hour and a half for
Nope.
well, it depends on it. Well, with Gwinnett, it depends on a weekday game versus a weekend game.
But this was the weekend, and it was
yeah.
mariachis night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
let me tell you, they love their mariachis in New Mexico. You know what I mean? That brand mariachis, it is alive and well. Let me tell you. And everybody was wearing their jersey. They had their jerseys, their hats, all of it. I mean, it was beautiful. They had real live mariachis. The women dressed up, and they were having the kids, dancing and all that. So like right outside the ballpark, nothing really inside right away, right? So it took a while, to really. But once it got going, man, it was a party, man. It was cool, right? Like the actual ballpark is a 360 ballpark, right? So you can do a full lap.
360.
That I appreciate. Yeah. That I appreciate that. You know what I mean? So that was pretty cool. The fact that I was able to do a full 360, and it was pretty cool. So I appreciated that a lot.
How many autographs did you have to sign?
Oh, not a whole lot. I was there with Jim. So Jim was doing his own thing though. Then we were just there hanging out and watching the game. Let me tell you, for Triple A,
He'd been there the night before too.
Yeah,
right?
he was there the night before. Yeah, for the Oat Milkers actually.
Yeah.
Because they were playing as the Oat Milkers that night. Speaking of the Oat Milkers, right? He was there for that. So it was, and you can tell that not a lot of people are like too, big fans of it because they're like, how about this?
Yeah.
But let me tell you,
They got to be all confused.
Right. Let me tell you about this though. I will say this. It was an offensive game. The score was 18-9 by the end of the game.
There's been a few of those this season. I mean,
yeah.
Who was it? Like there was Norfolk that put up like 26 runs or something along those lines.
26-11 to Charlotte.
Didn't Durham
Durham didn't Durham have a 20+ run game too?
I think it was 30 or 32. I think it was that they put.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I knew they were
on Lehigh. On Lehigh Valley,
On
they
Lehigh Valley?
score. I
Oh,
think it was
wow.
Lehigh
Okay.
Valley. So you know what I mean? Like, oof.
Well, the
Yeah,
Fireflies, the last 4 games this past weekend, they went 8. They beat Myrtle Beach the last 4 games. That's what, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They went 18-9, 10-6, 9-0, 12-5.
yeah.
Durham
I thought
outscored
it was-
Iowa football.
Yeah, I think I even well, and Durham's social media was poking fun at Iowa football. So I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys saw that
I
Durham that the Bulls were poking fun at Iowa football, and so I tagged when I saw it. I tagged Lynn in the comments just to see. They're talking about Iowa football.
Kind of funny though, right? You got to admit.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty hilarious.
it was.
That
And then
they did
the
that.
best part is that someone made a review. There was someone that commented on and kind of reviewed the joke and was praising the social media team. They're like, and they said the intern that works on this Durham Bulls account is doing a great job, and they actually have a full-time person who does that.
They do have a full-time person that does full-time
So-
social media.
So,
That's the difference
so-
between
yeah, and so he,
single A and triple A, though, right? Like, I mean,
right. Well, and then so he posted that and he goes, "Great, the intern's doing a great job on this." And I was like, you know what? You can just take the compliment, intern or not.
just take
You
it
can
as
take the compliment.
right. Intern or not, just take it as
Yeah,
a team, right?
I mean, honestly, at this point, just take it.
So, but don't get me wrong. I love you know what? Something else that I have to say, and I think it's because it's an older ballpark. Their team store is not that big. It is. You know what? Which team store is bigger? Your Fireflies.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Like
I'm surprised
a
by
lot.
that. I would have expected the Isotopes to maybe. I mean, obviously when it was
Nope.
built, maybe not. But then I would have expected maybe when
But
they
eventually, you would want to think, okay,
upgrade.
all right, so let's go ahead and
just
right.
for the upgrades, right?
right, but they haven't. It is exactly the same square footage, and
Yeah.
it was crowded. Okay, you had like, and this was wasn't they weren't at capacity. This was 8,000 people that night, and it was crowded to the
Well,
point where
well,
Paul was like, I gotta get out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need anything. You know,
Well,
I was like,
yeah.
I'm gonna stay because I got the t-shirt, the cervezas and baseball t-shirt 108 stitching.
Yeah.
Their t-shirts are comfortable, so you gotta get it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got the green
I'm
chili
wearing one right now.
cheeseburger hat. There it is. I got the green chili cheeseburger cleanup. At least I got that. You know?
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
And then what else did I get? Oh, I got Orbit little stuffed animal for my daughter.
I don't know about that, Phil. Lynn's comment, is it me or is the RubberDucks store small? That was another thing about the RubberDucks in Charleston. That's an old stadium, very old stadium.
Okay.
Basically it was like the size of my 2-car garage. I mean, that was it. And it was Mike and I were in the store before the gates opened. And then when the gates opened, people started piling in there. And this was sold out opening night.
Yeah.
And there's basically you can only do one line in there. Like, you come in the door, you basically can go to the back and
Someone's cutting
back around to the checkout. So
it's that small?
oh, is it me?
Yes,
Was
sir.
that me?
So what is it that small?
Yeah, it's that small. I mean, it yeah. You
Yeah.
probably couldn't have 20 people in the RubberDucks
Oh
store
wow.
total.
So Donnie, how does that compare in terms of, because I know you guys have been to a lot more stadiums than I have, but like Augusta's team store.
Augusta's team store is small.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say
it's a high ceiling, and it's not
Doesn't-
super crowded in there.
Yeah, I mean,
It doesn't feel crowded. And you have 2 entrances. You have a street entrance and a stadium entrance, so people can kind of come and go in and out. It's not just one single door.
Sure.
It's very similar to. I mean, it's in size. It's very similar to the RubberDucks,
Mhm.
but the RubberDucks is just a low seat. I mean, it literally is like a garage, like walking into a 2-car garage, and there's only one way around. I mean, you're not going
Yeah.
to go in and get something and go back against traffic. It just doesn't happen. You go along and find what you want and you circle back around.
So let me ask you this, because and this is something that I was having a discussion about with the guys at the ballpark. Okay. All right. So let's talk let's say, because obviously merchandise is the name of the game right now, right? Like, I mean, that, let's be honest, like, the way that the teams are making money is because of merchandising, right? So your hats,
Right.
your t-shirts, new logos, new identities, everything's coming up, right? So
Yep.
why wouldn't you? And I'll give credit to the ISO stuff for this. What they ended up doing also as well was put 2 satellite stores across the ballpark, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, so we got a little satellite. I think those little small trailers
Yes.
that open up on the sides and everything. So they had 2 things like that nearby. On the one, it was in the outfield, and the other one left field and right field, right? So you had an opportunity to get something, but why don't other teams do that more often, or even put more merchandise right outside of the team store?
Yeah.
In order for you to generate some more revenue.
Yeah, the RubberDucks tried. I mean, they're sort of trying that. They did have one little like kiosk booth further down the concourse, but I mean, it had maybe 8 different hats and like 6 different t-shirts and a couple of kids things. I mean, it was very, very limited, but it was a way to get a few people to get a simple thing here and there.
Yeah.
But they really could have used, like, they have space to where they could do something better, and they just don't do it.
Right.
Durham has 2 stores.
Yeah.
The Bulls
Like
have
Zach
that big
saying,
store.
Indianapolis has 2. I did not know that, but
Yeah, so there's 2 stores, right? So Durham has 2
Right.
stores. One in the front, as soon as you come in, from the like at the very front of the ballpark. It's literally right there. That's the thing. And then there's stairs that go around.
Right.
Whoever's going to be there for the meetup, you'll get to see that, right? Oh, 119, Lynn, section 119. I forgot to answer her back. So, but then if you go all the way in the outfield, right, there's another store back there. And then, but you got little kiosks at that point, smaller kiosks throughout the store. So like, they're like, yeah, no, we're going to sell you merchandise. You're going to find something in one of these places. Trust me. So,
and those small little kiosks, they tend to be like the most popular items, or the
correct.
Yeah, like the items that, at least that's my opinion, at least, is that
That has
they'll
been
pick
my
out
experience so
the-
far. The most popular stuff.
Yeah, they'll pick out the top sellers, and then they'll say, put
If
it in
you
more
want more, go
locations, and then they'll sell. Yeah, if you want more, go to the team store. But yeah, I think you're right, Ed. In a day and age where merchandising is the name of the game,
Mm-hmm.
you can tell the teams that really invest in it versus the ones that don't. It's clear as day.
Yeah. See, those are the things that for me that I look at, that I, when I go into a new ballpark, what's going to keep me coming back. Right.
Right.
Like, I'll be honest with you, like, and not to be disrespectful to the isotopes, and I'm sorry to do it, but it's just because it's fresh in my mind. But like, it's a one and done for me kind of ballpark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
There are other ballparks that I feel like it's a one and done for me, but like this is one, and this is a AAA team, right? So you have higher expectations out for a AAA team than you do like a single A, right?
You do.
Smaller ballpark. Their budget is smaller, so you have those expectations. All right, I got it. You're cool. You know what I mean? So so there's nothing we can do about that. But here's what I'll say of that: like, even if you're a single A team, your online store should be up to date with a lot of those stuff.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you're, go ahead, Patrick.
Go ahead, Ed. You were on a roll.
I'm always on a roll, so that's fine.
He's butter.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it. Like, that was my thing. I was like, just like, if you're going to be small, that's fine. I embrace the small. Make sure that your online store is fully stocked. How's that? Because you come to find out that you're like, wait, why isn't that hat available online? I would have bought that one if I would have had a chance to buy it online.
Right. I mean, that's what surprised me a little bit about the River Dogs. I mean, they're 3-time champions, 3 in a row, back to back to back champions of the league, and they don't have that kind of, I don't know, they just don't have that mentality of showing like that level of success in their merchandising and in other areas of the park too. I mean, a lot of they just weren't staffed for an opening night. I mean, most of their food vendors, a lot of the popular foods had 2 people working there. One was taking the order and one was trying to do everything, and the lines were super long. I mean, I went to go get some food. I missed 5 innings of baseball.
Yikes!
Yeah. I mean, I left at the bottom of the first inning, or after the first inning, top of the second inning. I get back and they're in the 5th, going in almost to the 6th. And it's like all I did was just to go get it. You know, I didn't even end up getting solid, hot dogs or anything. I ended up with just some snack type items.
Honestly, I'd starve. Like,
Yeah,
I'm one
I'll
of those
wait.
people.
At that point, forget it.
Like I'll eat after the game if it's going to be like that. But what some teams are starting to do, I know that the Stripers have brought this in, is they've got the app where you can order it on the app, and then they'll bring it to you.
Doesn't Fireflies have that as well?
They do. The River Dogs had it. We tried it. It didn't work. It had barcode to scan, and it wasn't working.
So it's understaffed.
Okay.
It said it was unavailable.
They disabled it. Yeah, they disabled it for that game.
Yeah.
Do they not realize that the mayor was ordering?
Well, the thing is, I talked to my friends that are season ticket holders there, and they said this was a little bit unusual. That Friday nights are always pretty crazy anyway. Plus, it was opening night. But they said to maybe give it. It was I was kind of like you, Ed. I was like one and done. I don't know if I even want to come back here. And they're like, come back another time. Maybe come back. Don't come back on a Tuesday just to go to a totally different day, but just come back on another time a little bit later in the season. Things kind of settle in a little bit and give it another try. So I'll go back again, but it's not one I'm like anxious to go back to.
Yeah. When you win another election, just go back there and go see all your many fans. I mean, I'm sure there's another election you're going to win, coming up pretty soon.
Well, and I expected more out of the VEX. I mean, it's still owned by the VEX, so I expected more.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Like I had higher expectations for the experience overall, the ballpark overall, and I was left with the feeling of I'm cool. If I don't come back, I'm cool. You know what I mean? And you don't want that, especially like again, we always put a higher premium on AAA ballparks and AAA teams, right? Mm-hmm. And this was, I'll be honest with you, I would have thought that this was like a AA team. I'm completely honest with you. Based on the size, based on the experience and everything, I would have put this ballpark and everything as a AA team, not a AAA team.
Well, having never been there, I would have expected as well. I mean, the Isotopes to place a premium on experience just because of the name and all the Simpsons stuff that you see, and
they didn't have a lot of Simpsons
on the
stuff
outside
either.
that they put. What's it seems like on the outside? Like again, I repeat, I have not been there, but it just seems like they think about those things. So it's when you hear that that's not the case, it's a little disappointing.
I heard the same thing, Lynn. I heard the exact same thing about that. Paul told me about this Colorado Springs Sky Sox, and it was bad. It was bad.
That's still where the Vibes play.
Yeah, but that's more that makes sense for the Vibes, right? But like if you're talking about the Sky Sox, again, being an affiliated team, right? Like being a higher caliber team, like you're expecting more.
And, you went from AAA to at the time, like Class A short season.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, but now they're semi-professional. Now they're a professional team.
Yeah.
Another one that I always think about is in Dunedin when I went before they did all the renovations to the stadium down there for the Blue Jays. going to the team store, I mean, it was like in a shed. I mean, it was like temporary wall space that they put up. And again, it's probably improved now that they've done the renovations. I haven't been down there since they did all the renovations, but it was like in this makeshift shed.
So here's what we're going to do.
Like, it was like Major League spring training. And I'm like, this is the best that we've got. So
this is what we're going to do. We're going to form a firm, consultant firm. We're going to travel to these ballparks and we're going to rate them, and we're going to, evaluate all of it from the concessions to entertainment and all of that. We're going to do all of that. Entertainment, I'll say this, like, the on-field hose was great. The entertainment was great, right? At some point, though, we did start to get some of these people that were drinking a little too much and started heckling and started getting a little too loud around kids and started swearing. I was like, all right, it's time to move on. You know what I mean? But you get that at every ballpark. That's just you're going to get that. When you sell alcohol, then, you're going to get that. And I'm with you, Phil. Hopefully it was an off night, right? Because again, everybody keeps telling me, everybody was saying, it's a great experience, great ballpark and all that. And I guess I'm being too harsh, I guess. I mean, I had higher expectations is what I'm saying. And they,
I think that I think you're allowed to have an opinion if that's the experience you had, it's what you had.
Yeah.
Right.
But just like equally people who've had a good experience there, that's their experience. So it's not,
I agree.
Yeah. So I mean, but that doesn't, just because they had a good experience doesn't mean that you're going to have the exact same one. I mean, who knows what factors played into that, right? I mean, but yeah, I mean, you can think you're being too harsh, but I think it's okay to just be honest with what you think. You're not attacking them personally. You're just sharing your opinion about it.
Yeah. I'll say this. They should have opened the gates 2 hours early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was.
You would think at that level that would be the case, just because of the size of the crowds. I mean, I can see like Fireflies are 1 hour before the game, but you're looking at usually a maximum crowd of 3,000 or 4,000 people. You're not looking at 6,000-7,000 sometimes.
Yeah.
Or whatever these.
I was thinking about this. It'll make a good point.
That's a great point. That is a great point.
Yeah, that's through all industry, but especially these teams.
That is an absolute great point. You're having a hard time finding good help nowadays, and it shows.
Facts.
So
yeah.
I mean, and again, and listen, I got my money's worth. I supported the team. I bought a t-shirt. I bought my hat, of course, the green chili. I have I got the mariachis already. I got the regular isotopes. So I needed the green chili cheeseburger one. So I got that. I got the t-shirt, which is so comfortable. And I got my daughter plush animal, right? So I spent some money there.
Did you get what logo did you get on the 108 stitches?
It says baseball, cervezas and baseball.
Oh, and is it the classic isotopes
mariachis
logo?
With the mariachis logo?
Ooh, the mariachis. Okay.
With the mariachis one, yeah, that was exactly. Len, I like this idea. Make it a reality TV show. Call it "Save My Ballpark." I like that idea.
You know what? Way, make sure to patent this before Sellers goes and says that I'm doing that on Up to Chat.
Right, exactly. But listen,
he can have tennis arenas, and we'll do baseball.
I'll say this: me and Paul. We recorded an episode again on the road, and I'm going to tell you guys, this is an idea that we have that he has been working on, and then I'm jumping in on this one, I'm telling you, it is good. The episode was about a little over an hour long, and it was just us talking about this idea coming up. I'll say, stay tuned. Because I gotta edit that one, but stay tuned for that one because that one was good. So
cool. So is it a Dad Hat Chronicles episode, or is it a Baseball by Design, or is it a co-branded?
It is a Dad Hat Chronicles.
Okay.
Dad Hat Chronicles, and let me tell you, it was fire. I got lots of Isotopes merchandise, including the Cinco de Mayo jersey and cap. Yeah, I mean, it's a great brand. You
Yeah.
know, they
Yeah,
do
they
their
have a lot of
thing.
great brands. Yeah, they
I
have
love
a
their
lot of great brands.
mariachis. Their mariachis is really good.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean,
and
the
I love-
brand, and the raves over the cheeseburger and the Simpsons. I mean, the expectation going into it had to be a high bar because of those items. So it's kind of
Let me
rough
ask
that
you this.
they didn't hit the bar for you.
Look, and this is a great point right here. I want to talk about this. Is do teams rely on their brand a little too much sometimes? That we are willing to overlook other things about the team.
I think so. I think some of them probably stand on their brand more than
Yeah.
they should without without following people like us that have these experiences, that share these experiences, and keeping track of social media accounts of what's good and what's bad,
Yeah.
and reviews. Because not a lot of people are going to go and leave a Google review about a baseball stadium.
I did
But if
get
they
a
follow,
Ticketmaster did Tim and say, "How was your experience?"
right?
And I thought about putting my review. To be honest
Yeah,
with you.
I mean that might be something. Maybe that's what maybe we need to do more of that, and rather than what I'm saying, not doing it. But they need to be on top of that. And just like I was saying with the River Dogs, I hate to keep going back to it, but it's just the most recent experience. It's fresh. You would think that people at these teams would travel the league and see what other teams are doing and be like, man, we should do this or we should do that. You don't have to copy everything verbatim, but there's so many teams that have good ideas of different things, and it's like they don't even try.
Yeah. It's funny. I like that, Professor. Yeah, look at the Cubs. 108 years, and all we had was Wrigley and Sosa to talk about. Our brand was great, but the team was,
Yeah,
get it. It's funny because I was talking to people there and everything. I was like, why? And again, this could be a licensing thing, rights owning thing. But imagine if they would have had Albuquerque Dukes merchandise at the ballpark.
right.
They didn't have any. Anyway.
Yeah.
And there were people
store
in there
downtown,
wearing their
too.
Dukes. It was
Yeah.
closed on the weekend.
Yeah.
It was closed Sunday because I always wanted to go. I say, hey man, we need to go and check it out. Because we got
People
there
in
around and just no.
Yeah, people in Albuquerque love their Dukes. I mean, they
Yeah.
really do.
It's everywhere. It was everywhere. You know what I mean? Their t-shirts, hats, hoodies. I mean, they had their Duke stuff, and I'm like, man, that hat looks amazing. I want it. Couldn't get it.
Yeah.
So
Well, like Phil just said, like a restaurant relies on the reputation. They don't try hard anymore. It's like, oh, well, there are some teams. I mean, that's the first one that I've seen from your experience. It's kind of failed to meet what would be my expectation from everything I've heard. I'm like, man, I'd love to get out there to a game and get one of those green chili cheeseburgers
excited.
and this and that. And now it's like, well, maybe I don't.
But, I still think you should. You know what I mean? Because everybody.
Oh yeah. I mean,
everybody should experience it for themselves, right?
Definitely. But it's not just in your experience. It's lesser on my list of priority than it maybe would have been before.
They had the Dukes up. Orlando, you make a great point. Could it be cleared on much of the gear from last year? You know what? It's funny you say that because I was there and I was texting with Darla about hey, maybe they have a tank top, right? A small tank top. They didn't have any tank tops, and it's warm as all they get up there. Like it was warm during the day. It was hot. You know what I mean? But they was like, no, we don't have that yet. This coming sometime in the summer. I'm like,
yeah.
Why?
Right.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's a lot of teams. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of teams that have released things, or they've talked about stuff that they're going to do, and they had to put it on pre-order because it hasn't come in yet. So
yeah, but okay, but see, this is where I'm going to push back on the teams on this because you already know this is how this is going to be from now on. You
Yeah.
have to put in your order a year and a half
Right.
Yeah.
ahead in order for you to get. So what you were saying is that you didn't do your plan, right? You didn't plan accordingly to get the merchandise that you need. You know, like it was like the season had just started and they already had 2 full racks of nothing but clearance stuff
Yeah.
at the Albuquerque game. So I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's bad when you start the season off like that.
I love this one. They had their Dukes up.
Yeah, their Dukes up.
Well,
So
sometimes these teams don't want to embrace that old identity because they feel like, well, we're trying to get away or trying to stay away from that and be the Isotopes, not the Dukes. But you got to lean into that. You got to
the
embrace that.
Isotopes
as
is
much
not
as you're-
going away.
Right. It's not.
Yeah.
And it's not like people are calling for the Dukes to come back, but you got to, that's a brand. If you have the ability to market that brand, that's just more money in your pocket to support everything else.
I agree.
Well, a good example that's kind of that not exactly the same, but it would be a good comparison would be Jacksonville, right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
so they had a big brand that was beloved by people down in Jacksonville and the Jacksonville Suns. And
The
what
Suns,
have
the Seabirds.
yeah, the Seabirds. I mean, look at what they've done.
Right.
Good example is Ed. You and Paul both showed off Jacksonville Beach Seabirds merchandise.
Right.
I think Paul the shirt, and then you the hat, and then I've lost track of how many throwbacks that Jacksonville's done.
Yep.
So,
Right.
yeah, Lynn, I'm wondering
So-
the same thing.
It's a great thing. I like it, Lynn. Zach says, Mr. Mayor, 100, baseball is a nostalgic sports. Embrace the history. 100%, as you
Yep.
should.
Well,
You
that's
should
what I love about Charlotte Knights. I mean, they have
yep.
merchandise for every era of their own identity, as well as all of the
Yep.
the Charlotte O's. They have the the Hornets, the Black Hornets. I mean, they've got everything in there. I mean, and it from
Yeah.
shirts to hats to, I mean, that's they're not quite the Iron Pigs, but they're getting up there as far as types of merchandise that they've got.
Nor should you be like the
Right.
Iron
You don't,
Pig.
right. Iron Pigs are a little bit
Well-
over the hill. They're a little over the top.
And we've had
but-
this conversation. They're
Right.
a little too far.
Yeah, no, well the Iron Pigs go more into like all the alternate identities. They don't really
Yeah.
go back a lot in terms of
The
Probably
history.
Their own identity.
like the
Yeah.
history. I mean, like Jacksonville does it well, Charlotte certainly does it well. And there are more teams that are starting to dip their toes into that retro market. I mean, there
Like
are other teams.
Omaha last year did that.
Omaha, yeah. I mean, so there are other teams, to be fair, that are starting to do it and starting to bring. Hudson Valley is another good example.
Oh my
Um,
God.
Like,
Of
that
course,
Hudson
that-
Valley, yeah,
that
Hudson
had
Valley,
Eric sent us today. Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Hudson
Ah.
Valley has done a really good job of like embracing their history as well. And
I don't want to
Yeah.
go too far here, but does minor league baseball follow the same jersey guidelines as Major League Baseball? Not quite sure, to be honest with you, but I know that a lot when it comes to merchandising, you have to order it a year in advance, about a year and a half in advance, in
And-
order for you to be able to have that for the season.
and you have to hope that you get your numbers right in terms of like what the demand is
Yeah.
going to be, because there's no way like, I mean, I've spoken with merchandise and general managers who have told me this, that they don't get a chance to reorder during the season very often. I mean, there is
Yeah.
the odd exception. Like I think Eugene's Exploding Whales would be
I
a
want to
good
pause
would be-
there real quick. The mayor's face expressions right now as he's watching the game right now is absolutely good for you, probably, Patrick. Not so good for Donnie right now.
Well,
I tell
well,
you
I don't
what,
know.
man, Varsho is a hell of an outfielder. The last night and tonight, watching him, that dude can cover some ground.
He can, and
He is
if-
one hell of a left fielder.
he is.
That catch he just made, I mean, that was crazy.
I wish that I wish that his bat would catch up with his glove, but Yeah, I mean, in terms of like a defensive outfielder, I mean, like honestly, the Blue Jays have one of the best defensive outfielders in baseball in Kiermaier, Varsho, and Springer. I
Yeah,
mean,
I just out of the
Springer's
corner of
lost
my
a little bit
eye, I
of his
thought I
stuff.
saw Superman going across the screen. That's why I looked up and I was like, "Holy crap, he caught that ball." He totally
Well,
robbed him.
my Guardians are going into extra innings against Boston right now. So, hey, Lynn, I don't think Orlando was asking about that. I think it was more about the ordering of the merchandise. And Orlando, if you really want to get a good idea of how they work and all that, you should listen to my episode with Brian Wilson on the Dad Hat Chronicles podcast. I had a really good conversation with Brian Wilson. He's a merchandise manager for the Durham Bulls. And then he really talks about, right now he is working for next year already. He's not working for this year. He's working for next year, right? So one of the things that he can reorder are those staples, right? The ones that you're always going to get because you're always going to be in demand. But like the ones that you really got to be careful, and then like you got to play the game is the numbers game, like you were talking about, Patrick, is those alternate identities, those extra things that they bring. That, for example, the hula shirt, the Hawaiian shirt, I have one, love it. You know what I mean? But like, is it popular with everybody? You know what I mean? Do you need to add more, or just like, okay, this is a one and done kind of thing, I'm not bringing this back again?
Right. Well, and the thing that I think there was a question about the jerseys compared to MLB. The difference really in the minor leagues is all their jerseys are sublimated, so they're not the same. They're
and different maker too.
In some ways, I think they're more consistent than what they're getting right now. Yeah, but they're not. They're minor league jerseys. They're not intended to be major league level, stitched on lettering and stuff. They used to be before COVID. But since COVID, that's all changed to the sublimation printed jerseys, even for their regular jerseys.
Right.
Yeah. And some of them are, and there's different suppliers. Like Fanatics doesn't make the minor league baseball jerseys. I mean, Wilson makes some. OT Sports makes some. I mean, it just like a lot, especially a lot of the alternate identities are made by OT Sports because they can get them quickly. And so,
and that's cool. That's good. You know what I mean? Because of those alternate identities that you want to get right away, right? You don't have those, like even in AAA, those are all printed. None of them are stitched. None of them like the major leagues. It's all printed, which is a good thing, right? Because you always have a turntable of players coming in and out. So I mean, it's just one of those things. You're not going to be able to have someone all the time, because like they may get called up and it's like, somebody's going to have to wear that jersey,
right?
So
I do love the few Fireflies jerseys I have, though, that are from 2019 that are stitched. They look like true major league level jerseys. I mean, everything's stitched on it. Lettering stitched, numbers are stitched, everything.
I've got a couple of Stripers jerseys that have some stitching on them. So it's I prefer that to the sublimation because I found the sublimated ones tend to get pulls very easily.
Yeah.
And
let me ask you,
do you guys I feel like I didn't have to do anything. I rub against something and I end up with a big pull in the jersey, and I'm like, what did I just pay for that?
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Do you guys like the pullover, button-down jerseys? What's your preferences on jerseys?
Honestly, I like pullover because I'll be honest, what I do with the button-ups is because I'm lazy and it takes too long, I end up just unbuttoning a couple buttons and then I end up throwing it on like a pullover anyway.
So do I.
Yeah.
What about you, Donnie? I think Donnie's frozen. So, look who's decided to join us. He's still available. Wow. Look at him.
Look at him. He's.
I don't know if you guys are freezing up or.
Yep, you're freezing, Donnie.
There we go. Did I freeze up?
Yes, sir.
You did.
You are frozen, my friend. What's up, Eric?
What's up, fellas?
All right, Eric. Give us the lowdown. Tell me your thoughts on Akron.
It was good. Nice ballpark. It wasn't a big crowd tonight. It was pretty warm out.
There he is.
Hey, what's up, Donnie? Really cool ballpark and had a lot of cool food offerings and everything. And then, like I said, they won 6-0. So good game overall. Had fun with JJ and Zach. So
team store was good.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff in there.
Okay. Yeah, because as we've been talking about it, like I just had my trip to New Mexico, and we're just talking about like overall some of the things that we're starting to notice across the board with some of the ballparks, and are like you know that they could be doing better. Some teams,
Oh yeah, for sure.
what is Canal Park a team that you could say, or ballpark you could say, yeah, I'll come back to this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, all right. Because yeah, I was torn on this, but to me, the Isotope is a one and done.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Is that green chili cheeseburger? You hate the whole stadium and the whole city now?
No, yeah. Wow. Here we go.
Go back and watch the last 45 minutes.
Yeah, right. No, I love the city. It was beautiful. Oh my god, the weather was amazing. Are you kidding me? It was great.
No. In the last 45 minutes, he was just blown away by the customer service. He couldn't believe how much space there was in the team store. I mean, he was just
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that on the team store. The team store in Albuquerque wasn't that great. No. I did get a green chili cheeseburgers hat, but yeah. And then speaking of bad customer service, I had a terrible experience in Lehigh Valley last year.
See what I'm saying? I think to Phil's point, it's hard to find good help nowadays.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, and then Ed was going on about like they literally just made a fresh green chili cheeseburger for him right in front of him, and they would not let him leave until he had one fresh off the grill. So, I mean, he was loving it.
We're staying about 5 minutes from the ballpark here in Cleveland.
Yeah.
We just drove by it. Is there something going on tonight? Because the lights were on.
No, sometimes they keep them on during the week.
Huh.
Eric, serious.
What's the name of the field, though? They didn't have it signed.
They didn't have any signage?
I'm not familiar with it.
I'm not quite sure. I think it's State Farm Field or something like that. I can't put my finger on it.
Well, what was that one you read yesterday? That one you read yesterday had was kind of similar. The Comerica Park is like the Comerica Park entrance or Comerica Park gate and Comerica Park Stadium all in one picture too.
I guess that's the MLB for you.
Oh God!
No, I thought it was Geico.
Yeah, so
I mean,
I don't understand that. 3 different signage and one on top of each other. Like,
yeah, I've driven by it 4 times already on this trip, and every single time I'm like, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah. And then on top of that, like you go inside, and then there's this big, massive, progressive field on top of the scoreboard. So I'm like, "What is going on?"
We've driven a couple times by the Lake Erie Crushers. I wish they were playing because that looks like a fun little ballpark.
Really quick here, guys. Yes, Kelly, there is a website that sells Dukes merch. Yes. And that's what we were thinking as well, that the Isotopes don't have the rights to the Dukes. However, embrace it. See if you can work with them on something. You know what I mean? Get an equal partnership with that. Ebbets Fields Flannel also sells hats. So there you go.
Yep. Cool. They do.
Phil had a bad experience with the Dayton Dragons. Button down. Yep. Eric, what's your preference on jerseys? Is it a button down jersey or a pullover?
Button down.
Okay.
I prefer the button down. I've got a pullover Knights jersey, and I see pullover jerseys and they look really cool in some cases, and in some cases it's like they look really bad. It just depends on how the design is on it. I mean, I don't know. I'm more button down, I guess. Totally.
I'm more button down too, but I get your point, Donnie, about there are some jerseys that have a really cool design on them, and some of the ones that are like colorful that I like. And they all tend to be, I should say all.
Nah, give me the
a large majority of them tend to be the pullover jerseys, and I don't know.
Give me the pullover jersey all day. I'll do a pullover jersey. I'll be happy with that. So
yeah. Well, Eric, I was telling them that whenever I get the button down jersey, I'll just unbutton a few buttons and then I'll throw it on over. I'll throw it on like a pullover jersey because I'm too lazy to unbutton.
I do that.
To do it.
I take it off the hanger and just take a couple buttons down and slip it on anyway. But
Yeah, that's what I mean. I know how it's going to go anyway, and I don't want to wear out the buttons if I don't have to in the thread. So
Makes sense.
The button down can be worn cooler when open, especially pinstripes that doesn't have a word marking across. Okay. Phil, hear me out. Overalls.
like this.
Lynn Smith says, like the 2-button pullover jerseys, all buttons break the logo and the design. Yeah, I'm with. Give me the pullover. You're in the pullover. Yeah, a couple of buttons, that's fine, but like give me that pullover. Those, I don't know. I think that's so like classic to me. You know what I mean? And we're talking classic, like if it was like 1,000 years ago, it's like, no, I'm talking like 80s and 90s. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's the era that I grew up in, right? So I mean, it's like I will always love those pullover jerseys. I got a Cleveland Indians, their 70s jersey, the red one, man, and that thing fits me so good.
When is the Guardians progressive jersey coming out?
That's their City Connect jersey. That's their City Connect.
That's what I was going to say. It's going to be their City Connect jersey, and it's just going to be a big progressive,
City Connect is progressive. The Cleveland
it's going to have a sleeve patch of flow.
The progressive Guardians.
That would be something.
Hey, we were going over whatever highway that is and drove by it, but then coming to our hotel earlier this afternoon, we did drive over the bridge that had the Guardians. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah. It's right there by the ballpark.
Yeah.
The Guardians of oh my God, what's their Guardians of the Road or something like that is called. I think it's some like that.
So Eric, was there any light or did like the progressive sign serve as a lighthouse to lead you to your hotel?
Well,
leave those two alone, and it'll be bright enough as it is with the blue and the
they
white.
Had all the lights on the outside, and then the stadium lights, like there was an event going on there. They have all the lights on.
But
they might have something. Around. They might have something going on at the field house next door tonight too. For the Rocket Mortgage Field House, it could be
Cavs,
an NBA
maybe?
game.
The Cavs
no, they're not playing
tomorrow. Not till tomorrow.
Or the Monsters hockey. It could be a Monsters hockey. I hadn't looked at the schedule. It could be something, a concert or a hockey game or something.
In Cleveland, it's in Boston right now, so
yeah, that's why I was like, "What's going on at the stadium?" Because
no, they usually just keep them on sometimes throughout the week. When they're not playing there, they just keep them on
and just waste
It's like Donnie's been to Ohio a few times or something.
Keeps the crime down.
They keep the graffiti artist. They just want to. They don't want them to put any more progressive graffiti on.
What can I say? Cleveland's a progressive city.
No, it's not. Not even close. Nope.
Well, insurance,
Donnie, you could have been here this week.
Yeah, insurance-wise,
I know. I wish I would. I wish I would have been. That would have been cool to hang out with you guys.
Cleveland CC is going to be the Drew Carey theme. I'm calling it now. I doubt it's Drew Carey.
I'm thinking rock and roll.
It's got to be rock and roll. Everybody knows that. They had the All-Star game with the big guitar. Maybe. I mean, I'm talking like. This is like very. But that's where Superman was born. Like the designer in Cleveland. Like the creator of Superman was born in Cleveland. So and I'm talking like I'm just I'm going deep down. Maybe the Burning River would be City Connect. So there you go. The river did catch on fire. Is
Cleveland City Connect coming out this season, Ed?
Yes, in May.
Yeah, in May.
May. How many are coming out in May? Because
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous about this.
Toronto's getting one in May too. They're getting one at the end.
I think we're like beginning of May.
Yeah. Have you seen the mock-ups for the New York Mets City Connect? Have you seen?
No.
If what they've released is out there, it's.
Give Thor some
I don't know.
love,
If that jersey's the right one. I like the jersey with the
Have
NYC
you seen
across.
the hat?
The hat was kind of
Yeah.
I haven't seen them. I gotta see that.
Like someone took a crayon and like just put it on a black hat and then tried to draw something on it. kinda what it looked like.
Apparently, they Detroit also was leaked. The Detroit City Connect.
Man,
gotta see.
please tell me Detroit's is hot pink. That's all.
Oh my
That's all I want.
God.
That's all I want from MLB
Dude.
season.
Like some
I'm about to look it
highlighter
up.
blue or yellow, like
Yeah.
bright colors. I would
I'm
love
about
to
to look
see
it up.
that. That would be so good. Because I just wanted to see Mike Sellers just lose his shit over it. What's up, Ryan? I see you,
Dude,
Foos and Sports.
That's the hat. It's got the bridge underneath the NY.
Really?
Yeah, that's what's been leaked as
Mets,
the
yeah.
hat. And then and
It's
this is
navy, really, Professor? Ugh.
that's the underside. If you can
So
see
they
that.
put some thought on the inside at the very least. It's not something that's just simple, you know? Oh my God, what are we doing? NYC?
Now, if that's the jersey and it's pinstriped, kind of in a gray color, that's not. That's
Who are they
kinda
trying to be? The
throwback looking.
Yankees? Are they trying to be the Yankees? Is that what they're? You know,
I
can
don't
they be
know.
the Metropolitans? If just bring the full name back. Just don't be the Mets. Just be the Metropolitans.
Because see, that hat there is different that they're showing in this.
Oh, I see you.
Yeah.
You and Uniwatch.
Yeah. And they got a pink Nike logo. I mean, I don't know. I'm
Is
not
that
sure
black
what
and
the
pink
deal
or
is.
was it black and purple?
It looks pink
black
on
and pink?
here, but it looks like a pink
Okay.
and purple combo of some kind.
Mother's
Okay.
Day.
Oh, I wasn't correcting. I legitimately was asking because I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it
I
it
just thought I
looks like the
remembered on the hat
swoosh is
that
pink.
Well, that first one that you showed,
Yeah, the first
the
one
hat.
just looks like the first one has a pink button, and then it's
Yeah,
just
but
all
then-
black.
oh, was the bridge in black too?
Yeah, it looks like it's stitched. Everything looks like it's stitched in black on black.
Oh, purple for Detroit for Motown reference. That would have been cool.
That would have been, yeah. I would have been up for that.
Yeah.
See, there's some city connects that actually do make sense, right? Motown, that makes sense.
Right.
But I'm just so tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over again for Cleveland.
I think the Blue Jays, if I have to guess, white's going to be a big theme in it. Because they saw Vlad Jr. had on like this all white hat or something like that. So I'm a little nervous about what the Jays have planned, because theirs is supposed to be, I think, May 30th or May 31st, somewhere around that time. So we'll see what happens.
I don't know. We'll see. Gentlemen, we are way past our time here. As always, we always do this.
Eric, you missed this earlier. This is what I was drinking tonight.
Oh, yeah. You missed this too, my friend.
That's what's up. I like Patrick's a lot more.
Yeah,
I got to get you and Joe some good IPAs, man.
They're going straight to the trash.
So don't waste your money on that one.
Now we get in person. I'm gonna get you a flight. We're gonna get you to try
I
some
hear,
good ones.
I hear IPA is great
trying,
in drains. Like if you can't get liquid plumber or Drano, IPA works really well with unclogging pipes.
I'd rather eat Skyline chili than drink IPAs.
Ooh.
I'm with you there.
Ooh, that's strong. That's strong.
I'm 100%
Okay,
with you.
I've got I actually have two cans of Skyline chili. So when we come to the meetup, I'm gonna have both, and you're gonna have to choose. You have thrown down the gauntlet right there, my friend.
Rhonda, please
Oh
save
my
me.
word.
Yeah, so there it is. Well, you got to have it with the pasta. You got to have it with the pasta.
Dude, I can't. If is that going to be my flight back? It's going to be terrible. I'm going to be in the bathroom the whole time.
No, I fear for the people around you.
Oh,
That's
my
the
goodness.
problem. You know?
Rhonda, Patrick, and Donnie, sorry for where we're staying.
You should be like, you know what? Here's the number they fed me, so you call them and let them know about the experience in this airport. So,
Yeah.
All right. So, Patrick, what you got going on this week, my friend?
Well, tomorrow on the MILB Hat History series, we're going to have the Cape Catfish. We're going to Cape Girardeau Missouri.
Oh, I have that hat.
Yeah.
I
So
got
we're
a Cape
so
Catfish hat.
yeah. So again, a little bit of a theme recently is that I'm doing some teams where I only have one of their hats. So it's yeah. So I've got a single Cape Catfish hat, and you'll see that tomorrow, and learn a little bit about maybe some baseball history in Cape Girardeau that you didn't know about. And there's one piece I didn't get to in the video that I'll probably be dropping, some point during the week to kind of talk about. But yeah, tomorrow, Cape Catfish, and hope you guys enjoy it.
Nice. I love it. Eric, what's up?
So tomorrow, Profitpalooza, we're heading on from Cleveland. We're going to Binghamton, New York to see hopefully the Rumble Ponies. But it's supposed to be raining, so we'll see if we get the game in or not. But as far as the earned fun average, Johnny and I are heading to High Point, North Carolina. We talked with Pete Fish, the president of the High Point
He's such a cool
Rockers.
dude.
So, yeah, tune in tomorrow, earned fun average, High Point Rockers with President Pete Fish.
He's a good dude. I like Pete. He's a nice guy.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So this
that.
week, no Dad Hat Chronicles. I was on the road. So, but next week it'll be the continuation of my conversation with Cheats. So we finished that conversation. That was a really good one. So we finished that one. So, and then after that, we are going to be, I got a special episode coming out. So I'm excited for that one. So, Thursday, don't forget, 9:00. Patrick, you forgot all about it, didn't you?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Instagram Live, Ed and Pat Talk Hats.
Yes, sir.
Last week we had a really cool guest. We had the current reigning Lids Ultimate Hat Collector, Icons Fitted. So that was
Orlando, yeah.
Orlando. I mean,
that was fun. That was a cool time to talking.
It was. So shout out to Orlando for joining us for that. And then, so yeah, Thursday, Instagram Live, 9:00. Would love it if you join us.
Love it. And then Mr. Donnie, where you be, my friend?
I'm home. I'm home for hopefully at least 3 weeks,
maybe
4. So just kind of get back into normal routine.
I'll go back to Ohio.
Fireflies are on the road this week, so we don't really have anything planned. Just kind of a low key week.
I kind of forgot you lived in South Carolina.
Yeah, I'm just doing a little bit of work and a little bit of relaxing this week, and not really too much else.
Good for you.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us as always. We have a lot of fun. Thank you for everybody in the chat. That was a lot of fun as usual. So let me take a look here. Just want to make sure that I'm reading all the comments. I'll be watching Thursday from the ballpark. All right, Phil. I love it. Phil says get a speedy sandwich in Binghamton. So there you go. Skyland chili.
Get yourself
with
a Binghamton
cinnamon
hat while you're at it.
Oh yeah, I get a cinnamon bun, make you feel like it's at home.
Okay. On that note, everybody, have a wonderful evening. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.